Hey guys, I decided today I kind of wanted to be a bit of an open book for you guys. A lot of you don't know me personally, and so I'd like to kind of give you insight into my life. And one thing you see kind of a lot of on my page is like my husband. Because obviously I'm a newlywed. I've been married for 6 months as of like today. And so I'm still kind of in that yay, newlywed, like honeymoon phase, all that good stuff. So here are 17, count them, 17 facts about my marriage. So, one, I was terrified the first night we met for ice cream, and I was terrified because I was afraid he was going to kiss me. I had never been kissed, and so when he wanted a hug goodbye, I stood there like an idiot, and he gave me this little half hug with his like a one-armed hug because I was an idiot and I just stood there. Number two, we both love the 90s Nickelodeon, and when I say 90s Nickelodeon, I'm talking about all that. Keenan and Kel, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Doug, Cat Dog, that kind of stuff. Like that genre, or that era, I'm sorry. It's actually to the point, though, where the very end of my vows, the last thing I said in my vows was that I promise to always love you more than Cal loves orange soda. I do, I do, I do. If you are from the same era, you understand and are probably laughing hysterically right now. We don't have any inside jokes to my knowledge, but we do have a bunch of embarrassing stories that I'm not going to get into because they're not all appropriate for Facebook. Enough said. I looked today because I was looking for a specific chunk of messages. This is number 4. I looked today for a specific message, and I realized we have talked to each other on Facebook over 31,000 times. There are 31,800, I think, different messages back and forth between us, but that's mostly because of the distance between us half the time. More than half the time. Number 5, when we started dating, we actually used to Skype each other almost every night of the week that we didn't get to see each other. It's a bit ridiculous, I know. But we did, and it was great, and it was fun, and we fell asleep on Skype quite a few times. Get on our level. We were together less than a month before Zach said that he loved me over Skype. I didn't know how to respond, so I didn't say I love you back to him because I honestly didn't know if he was joking. I was like, I texted him after that, and I'm like, did you mean that? Like, do you actually love me? What? Yeah. So that happened. Number 7, we watch a different movie almost every night of the week, because Zach is filmophile, and he likes a lot of movies that I haven't seen, and so he is convinced that I need to see them all, and he lets me have some input sometimes. But my first Christmas present, going right along with this, my first Christmas present was a DVD of Billy Madison because he knew I loved Adam Sandler, but I hadn't seen a lot of his older stuff. So he picked one of his favorite movies, which was Billy Madison, and gave it to me for Christmas. Yay! Let's see. Oh, number 9. This one's embarrassing. I actually disobeyed my parents and flew down to Texas to see him for a long weekend, and they weren't too happy about it. I wasn't thrilled with the fact that it was going to be 4 or 5 months before I could see him again. And I was like, no, I have the money. I'm flying down to Texas. So I flew down to Texas for a weekend, and it didn't go well with my parents. Number 10, we met online, and it was on a dating site that I never really intended to use. Long story short, I needed credits at some other website to make things work, and you could go to the website we met on and sign up for an account and fill everything out, and you'd get the credits, and he found me that way, and I never intended to use the site, but here we are. We officially met 8 days before our first date. What is this? I think 12. We officially met 8 days before our first date. And I had a date set up immediately after that because I was afraid things wouldn't go over well. Like, I was terrified of the date. And so I set up another date immediately following. Sorry, baby. Zach's my first everything. He is my first handhold. Like, he's the first guy to say he loves me. He's the first boyfriend I ever had. He was my first date, my first handhold, my first kiss. Everything. You name it, first. End of story. Fun fact, we spent 80% of our relationship apart. Yeah, that happened. We've never been together for more than 4 consecutive months, which hopefully we're about to break that. I think right before he leaves for this next TDY in February, I think we'll hit our 5-month mark, and that will be the longest we have ever consecutively been in the same area. 5 months out of like 3 years. Let's see. He never officially proposed. This is true. He never officially proposed to me. He texted, like, we were on the phone. I was getting ready to move out of college, and we were on the phone, and he mentioned it to me. He was like, I really kind of don't want to wait. And then we talked for a little bit, and we hung up. And then these are actually the messages I was looking for today. But I was just like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, I don't want to get your hopes up, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. And I'm like, well, just talk to me about it, because usually he could talk to me about it, and then he'd literally talk himself out of it. And I was like, just talk to me, get it off your chest. You'll talk yourself out of it. And he goes, no, I have been thinking about this for a week now. I'm not getting talked out of this. So here we are. He never officially proposed to me, though. In November, the ring showed up at my door, and it had to be greatly resized. But the ring showed up at my door in November. We picked a date, I believe, in February. Invitations went out in March, and the wedding was in June. No proposal. Let's see. That was, I think, after our first date, my mom let him come inside and stay for another hour, which was very sweet of her. Excuse me, goodness. But after she let him stay over for a little bit, and we spent an hour watching Phineas and Ferb, and I had my first kiss during Phineas and Ferb. It happened. We're little kids at heart. The reason we toasted with Coca-Cola at the wedding versus the typical champagne or just some kind of drink, alcoholic drink of any choice, that's a twofold. I wasn't 21 at the time of my wedding. I was still 20. I don't know what I'm saying. And it kind of goes back to our first date. We split a can of Coke during our hour of Phineas and Ferb. So we were just like, it works. It's fitting. And then for those of you that are wondering, do we plan on having kids? Yes, we do. It's down the line a little bit. We're perfectly happy with our 2 fur babies right now. But we are hoping for me to get pregnant before we leave the island. Not anytime soon, because we don't leave the island until like 2017, but like late 2016 to like early 2017, I think we're going to start trying, but who knows. So yeah, those are 17 different facts about my marriage, and I hope I didn't bore you to death. You know a little bit more about the guy behind me and the guy that you see in so many pictures now. So yeah, it's a little bit of information. If there's another video like this you want me to do with maybe significantly fewer facts, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll do it for you. Bye guys!